There are dozens of ways to tie a tie, but getting a flawless, tight knot perfectly under your collar doesn't require learning them all. In fact, you only need to master two: the quick, versatile four-in-hand and the more formal, balanced half Windsor. Before we start folding, pop your shirt collar all the way up and securely button the very top button. Next, drape the unknotted tie around your neck. Keep the seams facing inward against your shirt. Securing the collar and laying the fabric flat right now removes slack. That tension is what keeps the final knot from drooping later in the day. We will start with the four-in-hand. This is your go-to knot for casual events, standard button-down collars, and thicker, heavier fabrics. Looking at this diagram of our starting position, you'll see the wide end of the tie extending exactly 12 inches below the narrow end. Take that wide end and cross it horizontally over the narrow end toward your left side. Wrap it completely underneath the narrow end and bring it back across the front to form a horizontal band. Now, pull the wide end up from underneath, passing it entirely through the V-shaped opening at your neck. Take the tip of that wide end and feed it straight down through the horizontal loop you just created across the front. To tighten the structure, hold the narrow end firm with one hand and carefully slide the knot upward toward your collar with the other. Because this knot only uses a single wrap around the core, it creates a narrow, slightly asymmetrical profile that fits easily into tighter collar spaces. For more formal settings, wider collar spreads, and lighter fabrics, you will use the half Windsor. This diagram shows our new starting position. Notice the tip of the narrow end is resting right above the belly button. Just like before, cross the wide end over the narrow end to your left. Route it underneath the narrow end so it points out to the right. Here is where the path changes. Bring the wide end up and pull it down through the left side of your neck loop to create an anchor. Take that wide end and pull it horizontally across the front, moving back to the right side to form a clean band. Bring the wide end up into the main neck loop from underneath. Finally, push the wide end straight down through the front horizontal loop. Pull steadily downward on the wide end to secure the folds, then slide the knot up to your collar. That extra anchor loop we added on the left side equalizes the bulk of the fabric, yielding a perfectly balanced, symmetrical knot. Now that the knot is built, fold your collar down and cinch the tie up completely so the neck loop is hidden. To add a professional finish, pinch the silk fabric directly below the knot before final tightening to create a deep central dimple. As a final check, this geometric overlay shows exactly where a properly tied knot should fall. The tip of the tie perfectly bisects the belt buckle. At the end of the day, resist the urge to yank the thin end to pull the tie off over your head. That stretches the fabric and ruins the inner lining. Instead, completely reverse the steps to tie it, untangling the silk smoothly to preserve its shape. Hang the tie on a rack to let the wrinkles fall out naturally, or roll it loosely to store it in a drawer. Tying the correct knot builds a sharp profile in the morning, and taking the time to properly remove and store it guarantees that profile lasts for years.